Well, hello there. Happy Tuesday. I hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend and are ready for another fun week of learning. Because it's a new week, that means we're starting a new math lesson. And this week, it might sound a little scary, but once we get into it, I know you're going to do great. So let's go. So here we have add three numbers. So this week we're going to focus on learning about adding three numbers all together. So let's start here. It says use a 10 frame to add. So we have 10 plus 5. Well, I know that I need to fill the 10 frame because we have 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I need to have 5 more. So let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we need to add 10 plus 5. And we can do that by counting. We have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have 15. 10 plus 5 is 15. Now we can erase part of this. And we have 7 plus 10 in this one. Well, we already have 10 in the 10 frame, so why don't we keep the 10 green? So that this 10's green. And if we have 5 yellow, how many more yellow will we need to make 7? Well, we have 5, 6, 7, so we only needed 2 more. So this time we're going to add 10 and 7. So we have 10 in the 10 frame, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 10 plus 7 equals 17. Let's move on. Don't worry about my cat meowing. She's just being a little crazy this morning. All right, let's read the problem. It says Kia has 6 red blocks, 4 blue blocks, and 2 green blocks. How many blocks does she have in all? Well, we know that she has 6 red. We also know that she has 4 blue and 2 green. And the problem's asking, how many blocks does she have in all? So that those two words show us we're going to add. So in this problem, I see our 6 red blocks. I see our 4 blue blocks. And I see our 2 green blocks. Katie, stop. All right, so we have 2 different equations, but they have the same numbers. In this first one, we want to make a 10, and 6 plus 4 makes a 10. So now we need to add 10 plus 2, because we haven't added the 2 yet. If I use my fingers, I could put 10 in our calculator and count on 2 more. So 10, 11, 12. And our answer is 12. And because we got the same numbers in this problem over here, I wonder if it's going to have the same answer of 12. Let's find out. 4 plus 2. Those are 2 numbers that I know how to add. So we have 4, 5, 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. And we need to bring down the other 6 and add the 6's together. It's a doubles fact. So let's put 6 in our calculator and count on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 plus 6 is 12. And look at this. Our numbers are the same, our total. We have 12 on this side and 12 on the other, which means Kia has how many blocks in all? 12. Let's move on to the next problem. All right, here's a big problem, but we're going to break it down together. All right, let's get our colors. It says Pat collects 8 cans of food. Max collects 2 cans. May collects 4 cans. How many cans do they collect in all? Oh, I know we're going to add. So we have Pat collecting 8 cans. We have Max, who collected 2 cans. And we have May, who collects 4 cans. And the question's asking, how many cans do they collect in all? We're going to add. I noticed that over here it says find 8 plus 2 plus 4. Because we need to add because of those 2 words, in all shows us we're going to add. And we have an 8, a 2, and a 4 here. So I'm going to take my markers again and underline. The 8 is shown in red, 2 are shown in yellow, and then we have 4 in blue. So look what they did. They put in 8 red counters in the 10 frame. Then they used the 2 to fill the 10 frame, and the 4 are left over. So here we have 10 and 4 are left over. And here we can see that we're going to add them. So 10 plus 4. Well, we have 10, and then I'm going to use my marker. 11, 12, 13, 14. So 10 plus 4 must be 14. So there are they collect 14 cans in all. Notice how you can break down a problem and use different colored counters. And if you have a 10 frame, but you don't have counters at home or different colored ones, you can use different colored markers and draw the circles or counters in the picture or in the 10 frame. That is always an option as well. Show 2 ways to add. All right, let's look at these 2 ways. So we have way number 1 here and our second way. In the first one, let's add these 2. 8 plus 2. Well, I know in this one, 8 plus 2 is 10. If I didn't know that off the top of my head, I could put 8 in my calculator and count on by 2 more. 8, 9, 10. 8 plus 2 is 10, and we need to add 6. So I could put 10, and I could draw tallies to help me count. So 10 is in my calculator, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 10 plus 6 is 16, which means 8 plus 2 plus 6 is also 16. All right, let's move on to the next one. Here we have our 8s. Now we need to add 2 plus 6. Well, let's put 6 in our calculator and count on by 2 more. 6, 7, 8. 6 plus 2, or 2 plus 6, is 8. Here we need to add 8 plus 8. A doubles fact. Let's draw tallies to count on. So put 8 in our calculator. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 8 plus 8 is also 16, which means 8 plus 2 plus 6 is 16. Good job. Here's another problem for today. Ava draws 4 stars. Jaden draws 6 stars. Isabella draws 5 stars. How many stars do they draw in all? We're going to add. So let's break the problem down. We have 4 stars. We have Jaden who draws 6 stars. And we have Isabella who draws 5. And the question's asking, how many stars do they draw in all? Which shows us we're going to add these 3 numbers. So I notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4 red counters. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue counters. And notice that the 4 red and the 6 blue make a 10. And we have 5 yellow counters left over. So what's the first thing we want to do? Personally, I think it's easiest to make a 10. So we know the 4 red counters and the 6 blue counters make 10. And we need to add the 5 that's left over. So 10 plus 5. Here we have 10. Let's count on. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 10 plus 5 is 15. So how many stars do we have in all? 15 stars. Here's our last problem for today. Find 6 plus 7 plus 4. Well, let's break it down. Let's use green to show 6 counters. Let's draw them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to count the empty squares that are in the 10 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have a number that would fill the 10 frame left? 7 plus 4. Yes, we do. We need 4 more to fill the 10 frame. I'm going to draw the 4 in blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I need to have 7 outside of the 10 frame because the 10 frame is full. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now let's break it down. We know that we have 10 and 7 more. So we need to add 10 plus 7. And we need to find out what that number equals. So let's count all together. We have put 10 in our calculator, and we can count the dots, or we could use our fingers. So let's try it both ways. So 10 from the 10 frame, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we want 17. Now let's try it with our fingers. 10 in our calculator, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We got the answer that we wanted. So 10 plus 7 is 17, which shows us that 6 plus 7 plus 4 is 17. And that is the end of our slideshow for today. So now it's your turn to practice. You have an iReady practice page where you can practice adding 3 numbers. Remember, it might be a little scary trying it on your own, but you can always use a 10 frame. You could use different colored markers to represent the 3 different numbers that you're adding, kind of like in our problem where we may have used 4 red counters to represent the number 4 and 2 blue counters to represent the number 2, and so on. You can always use 3 different colors if you'd like, or if you have counters or different objects you can use as counters, you can always use 3 different types. You could use 3 cars, 3 action figures, or so you could use 3 cars to show the number 3. You could use 5 action figures to show the number 5, and you could show 4 star stickers to represent the number 4. And then you would be adding 3 plus 5 plus 4. All right, friends. If you have any questions at all while you're trying to do your work, I am always here to help. All right, I hope you have a terrific Tuesday, and I miss you very much. Bye-bye.